It's crazy to think I'm going to try to fit it over here. Take this plant out, get rid of those rocks.
Right then, back again. I'm going to have to dig. Might work, might not.
If you ever dig a hole, it's always surprising how much earth comes out of the ground. That's what we need, boy. We need a bucket, don't us?
I'll tell you what, anyone planning to do this, don't do it. Do not do this.
Perfect fit, babe.
It's all going well so far. Good morning, everybody. What an absolute banging February winter's morning. As you can see, I got the spade out. I'm going to be fitting a skimmer to the pond here. I don't even know if it will work. My plans might not work. I'm just going to see if I can get it to work. The thing that's crossing my mind at the moment is the height that I've got for the drop, for the 90 to go on the skimmer, and then return that pipe all the way back to where I want it to go. Just going to see if it can be done. Take the plants out. It'll probably be a massive idea. I wish I never started. Biggest concern, obviously, this skimmer that I use is absolutely brilliant. It's got no fault of it whatsoever. It keeps my water crystal clear. It does everything I want it to do. It's quite a bulky item. You can see it down there. And occasionally I do get a few koi which do come up. They try to get a few pellets out of there after I've overfed, knock himself against it. I'm just trying to lose that out of the pond at the moment, but I'm going to crack on and see what I can get done. I'll tell you what, just opening up this little bit here now, so it's crazy to think that with all the plant there and all the rocks, I thought the end of the pond was here, but it does actually go back quite a fair way, to be fair, looking at it like that. Where we're at, what I'm thinking, because of this fold that I've got here in the liner, I can't fit or attach, obviously, the skimmer there. So the closest point I can put it is here, down through this line, but I know down here there's a load of concrete. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to try to fit it over here, a little bit further over here. Not that it'll be a massive issue. Fitting it there will be quite nice, to be fair. This will be changed as well, so don't worry about the flow going straight into the skimmer. I'm going to be changing that anyway, so I'm not overly concerned about that. But my biggest concern is when I get over to here. Like down here, there's a load of concrete around that post. So I'm just weighing up what is going to happen. This one here is going to have to come out. I'm going to try to leave this fern in place, trying to dig out the project without touching that, if I can, if that's possible. It might have to come out, but to start with, I'm going to leave it there. So what I'm going to do is pull everything back, take this plant out, get rid of those rocks, probably have to dismantle all of this. I'm just going to have a go and see if it's doable.
Right then, back again. So I'm just having a bit of a coffee break. I'm in the middle of just weighing up an idea. I'm going with an idea, and whenever I do something, I think of an idea as I'm doing it. So my idea originally was to run the pipe along the back of the pond, blah de blah de blah. Well, me looking at it, working out the height of the gravity for this to run off, the height of the pond, I'm gonna have to dig. Time I put my elbow on there, or a 90 or 45, whatever I decide to do for the swoop and bend, I'm going to be quite low down. With me getting in behind the back of the pond, I've just had a look, and I remembered that I put concrete blocks as a footing down the back of the pond. I also put a load of gravel down the back of the pond, and I'm looking at it, measured up the height, and it's just not possible for me to run the pipe along out the pond wall there and across and put the pump. I'm mumbling up my words a minute because I'm trying to think, but to put the pipe along the back is going to be a right pain, absolute balls ache to try to do, to be fair with you. So what I'm thinking about doing now is keeping the skimmer in the same place where I originally want it, over there, but then drop the pipe down here, dig down the trench in the ground. I can dig down deeper all the way up through here till it runs on gravity, and then put my pump down in this corner out of the ground itself, if you get my drift. That's the plan, what I'm thinking at the moment. I mean, I can leave everything still running apart from my Epic 2.0, which I've dismantled. I will fill this with water just so I don't lose all of my biological filtering. There's enough what I've got there at the moment if I don't get this job finished today. So what I'm thinking is to dig out that trench all the way along here and see if I can do it. I know I've got about 6 or 7 inches of gravel running all the way up through here. I'm going to have to dig down my footings as well underneath to bring the pipe underneath all of that. And I'm just going to see if this will work. It might not work, it might work. I'm just going to see. It's one of them jobs where you start, you think, oh, I just want to put a skimmer on the pond. I did think about putting the skimmer at the back of the pond there, but then I would have the shower return into the skimmer itself. I did have a comment from one of my subscribers saying move the shower, put the shower over there in the corner, which would look quite wicked, and then put the skimmer on the back wall here. But it's the same effect, that all of the water will be returning and swooping through the same area. So I still want to keep the skimmer up this way, because the way I'm going to fit this skimmer, I don't want to dig out all of my block work, so I'm only going to dig down to the block work up to here, and then the rest of it, because I'm not going to cement it in, because it's not permanent, it's not going to stay here forever. The idea behind everything is that I'm just trying to make small improvements, see if I can make it work better. Yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm going to dig it out. I feel knackered already, I've only just started, but it's all that hard stone. Look at it. Every time you dig, you just get a bit of stone. Part of the reason why I wish I never put so much of this bloody stone in there, but I'll dig it out and I'll get back to you when I've got it dug and see what I come across, because I don't even know what I'm going to find down here yet. I can't remember how much concrete I put in. They're all doing all right. So, happy days. Well, we've brought in the retroops because Dad's back's aching. And, well, we're getting there. We're getting there. But this stone, I wish I never put it in. It's so hard to dig, isn't it, Jake? That's what we need, boy. We need a bucket, don't us? We just can't get all of this out without a bucket. It is a long way down, mine.
Let's open up the rink.
Is this hole on the bottom of this skimmer is not 2 inch, so I've got a 2 inch, well, 64mm hole saw, and as you can see, I'll get you in close so you can see, that's supposed to be 2 inch, but my hole saw sits completely over the top of that, so I'm going to drill that out and then fit a 2 inch bulkhead to this, and then obviously that there will allow me to run the rest of the pipe in 2 inch. That's the plan, that's the idea, that's what I'm going to go with. If I mess this up, then the whole idea will just have to go straight back in. I should have probably done this first, but you know me. So, happy days. Right, so I've got a 2 inch hole saw, and I'm just going to go into here now and just see how we get on. Might work, might not. Just go through nice and steady just to make sure that I go through all right. Hopefully this works. What I'm going to have to do is cut a bit of that off first. So what I'm doing here now, I'm just cutting the end off because the depth of my hole won't go through. So just cutting the end off. Got about the plate which sits on the inside. I measured it, but then the plate's on the inside. That being said, simple fix. Like so. Just cleaning up the hole a minute, just make sure I've got no rough edges, but I have got a lovely clean cut. So that's exactly what I was after, what was needed. Just give it a bit of a clean up. Make sure I've got no burrs on it. I think I might be able to get a 3 inch bulkhead on this, if this idea doesn't work. But like I said, I've got one of these, so why not try it? So the hole's drilled out. Lovely smooth edge. I've got my bulkhead. I can put my rubber gasket on the bottom, thread that through, and then screw in the connection. So now we have a 2 inch hole. Hopefully this will up the flow rate slightly. Like I said, I do probably know I need a 3-inch, if not 4-inch on there, but for time being, I'm playing with this idea. If it works, happy days. If it doesn't, there's not much I can do about it apart from do it again. But you live and you learn, and if I can make this work and I haven't had to spend any more, don't really want to over tighten these. If you over tighten them, they generally leak. I'm quite happy with that. That's tight enough. You start a job and you think to yourself, is it really worth it? Well, it's keeping me busy on my day off, so happy days. So, it's time for some lunch. What have you got for lunch today, Jakey?
Chicken.
Barbecue chicken wings. Look at them, look. Hey, you best save me some of them. Right, so where we're at. Girt pile of mud. Girt pile of rocks. Skimmer. We have a hole. So I've got the foundations of the pond. I've actually come through there now. Down to there. Hell of a hole. Back up. And that's where the skimmer will go. So, one of them jobs you think, why did I start? But obviously I've got to dig all the way across here. But to start with, I'm going to get this part installed. Get this up and running as such, so it's all ready. I can get the earth back inside of there. And we can go from there. Happy days. But the fish are thinking, what the hell are you doing now, Mr. Koi Whisperer? Happy days. What is it, Jake? Thank your mother for the rabbits. I'll tell you what, anyone planning to do this, don't do it. Do not do this. If you've already got existing block work and you haven't got a decent grinder and you're trying to keep fish in the pond, all I can say is wrap up. Whew! What a day. Getting there though.
Perfect fit, babe.
I hope so. We'll soon find out. So I've just solvent welded that bit of 2-inch pipe on the bottom, because I don't think I'm going to be able to do it before I make a cut in this lino. I'm probably not going to video all of this. I want to make sure I get it right. I'm going to try my best to get it right. And well, it's do or die once I set it in place where it's got to be. So we'll give it a go. I've just cleaned off the matting as well. Front and back. It's all going well so far. Well, I hope it is. As soon as you put a hole in your liner, because well, I'm either going to have a half empty pond or it's going to work and everything's winner winner chicken dinner. Right, so it's still carnage out here. I've had old Bessie out again. She's been put to work. Unfortunately, I didn't have no video there. I was cracking on getting it done, and these jobs always take longer than what you think, if you get me drift. So I've been at this all day, but I've got that lovely and level, so I'm happy with that. As long as it don't leak, that is. The koi are a bit peed off, to be fair. I've had to drain down a decent amount of water, probably a foot and a bit of water, but where I'm at. So what I've done, I've glued this up
same again, I didn't show you what I've done. I've had to glue this up. I've had to dig it down further there. I was a bit annoyed the amount of 90s that I've had to use, but I had no way of going through that block work. The amount of footings that I've put in, so I've come underneath the footings, and then I'm going to bring this pipe all the way along to the pond. I'm going to have to bring it up at some point, so there will be another bend, but means must. What the plan is now is just to get this back filled in, get it all right, if you know what I mean, and go from there. But it is one of them situations. Oh, why did I start it? Look at it. Look at it here. All of this for a skimmer. I should have just kept that one. I should have just kept this one here and been happy. Right then, so you're going to have to bear with, because I've been at it all day. 10 o'clock at night. The wife's going nuts. She's like, you need to get inside. You got work at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I've finished up for the day. I've got the skimmer back in place. I've got the filters back up and running. I'm just hoping now, because it's a bit of a rush, I couldn't check to see if there's any leaks. I haven't cut the actual hole for the skimmer yet. I want to make sure that I get the... look how dirty my pond is as well. That will be cleared up, hopefully. That's if I still got a pond by the morning. But yeah, basically the idea behind the skimmer is that I'm just going to wait before I cut it until I get the pipe work down here all sorted. I've washed everything down tonight. I've got rid of everything. All the mud, all the rocks are all put back. Sorry about the pictures, a bit blurry here, guys, but I've kept me 2 buckets there. You'll be able to see down here, looks like I've got a hell of a leak. Well, the problem is with that, why I've got so much water there, is because I've washed everything down here. I've washed all my gravel down, and obviously you have the hole, it's all just gone into that hole. So I haven't managed to put an end cap onto this pipe yet, but I haven't cut the lino. Apart from having 2 rubber gaskets punching through, the actual water cannot come through, and don't know if you can see, I haven't filled up the pond to the maximum. It's only just about halfway over that skimmer at the moment, so I'll probably have to wait until next week now to get back involved. But there's a little bit of a clip for you, so if you like this video, there will be a part 2, and hopefully everything goes well. That's as long as I've still got a pond for the morning. So on that note, happy ponding, and I'll catch you all soon.